In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to perform geographical queries using Supabase and Postgis. We'll start right in the Supabase dashboard. Open it up and sign into your workspace. From here, you can either create a brand new project or open one you've already set up. If you're starting fresh, use the New Project button and follow the prompts to provision your database. If you already have a project with a Postgres database, simply select it and continue. Once you're inside your project, look at the left-hand navigation and open the database section. This is where all the database-specific tools live. Next, head into Extensions. In the search bar, type PostGIS. You'll see the PostGIS extension appear in the list. Enable it. Supabase will install the extension behind the scenes, which might take a moment. PostGIS adds spatial types and functions to your database so you can store locations and run powerful geographic operations directly in SQL. With PostGIS enabled, let's set up a simple table to hold our data. Go to the table editor and choose the option to create a table. Give your table a clear, descriptive name that matches the kind of places or features you're going to store. Now add your first column, called Name, and choose the text type. This will hold a human-readable label for each row. Add a second column called Location, and also set it to text for now. Then save the table. Storing location as text keeps this walkthrough straightforward while still allowing you to leverage PostGIS. You can keep coordinates and formats like well-known text, for example, point, longitude, latitude, geochin, or even a simple lat/lon string to begin with. PostGIS includes functions to convert these into geometry or geography types later, and you can migrate your schema when you're ready. In production systems, geometry or geography columns with spatial indexes offer better performance and accuracy, but starting with text lets you get moving quickly. Before you query this table from your client app, you'll want to confirm read permissions. Head back to the database area and open Policies. Create a new policy and give it a descriptive name so your future self knows what it does at a glance. Open the templates and choose the option to enable read access for all users, then save the policy. This template sets up a safe default that allows public reads while leaving writes and deletes restricted. If you're using row-level security in your project, make sure the policy applies to the table you just created. You can always refine policies later to scope reads to specific roles or conditions. At this point, you have PostGIS installed, a table with a name and location column, and a red policy in place. That combination means you can start issuing geographic queries right away. For example, if your location field stores WKT points like point 122.4194, 37.7749, you can cast them using stgeom from text and then apply functions such as stdistance to sort by proximity, stwithin to find rows within a radius, or stcontains to check whether a point is inside a polygon. If you're using geospatial, functions like stgeom from geospatial get you to a usable geometry. And if you've started with a simple lat/lon string, you can transform it in a view or on the fly in a query before moving to native spatial types later. A couple of practical tips as you build. Be consistent with coordinate order and units and decide on a standard early. WGS84, SRID 4326 is a common baseline for web maps and GPS coordinates. When you're ready to optimize, consider converting your text-based location into a geometry or geography column and adding a spatial index to speed up range and containment queries. Also, keep your client credentials safe and never expose service role keys in front-end code. And that's it. You've enabled PostGIS, created a table for your places, added the essential columns, saved it, and set a policy that allows read access. You're now set up to run geographical queries in Supabase and progressively enhance your schema as your app grows.